On this video we're taking a look at our NCAAB parlay, which are happening on Thursday, February 3rd, 2022. Welcome back to High Stakes. Let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 500 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting picks that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. Our first parlay pick, UCLA vs Arizona -7. It was a bit surprising to see odds makers hang a line for this game on Wednesday afternoon, with the statuses of Juzang and Jack is up in the air. However, the market has given itself a little bit of cushion. KenPom makes Arizona a 5-point favorite, but the opening line has the Wildcats favored by 7. I do not think this is a large enough adjustment, though. Jack will certainly not be 100% with the ankle injury that he has been dealing with, while Juzang has not been able to participate in team activities for the last week. Arizona is going to be focused on getting revenge for last week's loss. UCLA got the better of the Wildcats when they met in Sosa last week. The game was not even close. Wing Johnny Juzang led the Bruins with 15 points, but he has not played since due to health and safety protocols. The Bruins might also be without their second leading scorer, as Jamie Jack is questionable with an ankle injury. Those absences might be too much for them to overcome against a high-quality opponent. Since losing in Los Angeles, the Wildcats have played just once, beating rival Arizona State by 11 at home. In the loss to the Bruins, it is easy to say that they played their worst game of the season. They scored a season-low 59 points, as point guard Kirk Kriisa missed all 12 of his shots. Big man Azuolas Tubelis was also not right, playing only 15 minutes. There is every reason to expect that a healthier Arizona team will be much more competitive at home. With UCLA shorthanded, Arizona is the easy favorite. The Bruins deserve full marks for beating the Wildcats on their home floor. That game was expected to be close and it wasn't. This time around the Wildcats are favored by 7, and that is a number they should be able to handle. The Bruins have good depth, but Arizona is extra comfortable at home, beating each league opponent by at least 11 points. UCLA might struggle to find scoring with their top 2-point producers unavailable, and they could be chasing for the whole game. Take Arizona. Our second parlay pick, Gonzaga vs San Diego, Gonzaga -21.5. The Gonzaga Bulldogs will travel to San Diego on Thursday night to play a West Coast Conference game against the San Diego Toreros. Gonzaga is once again having a stellar season under head coach Mark Few. They are 17-2 overall, with their losses coming in non-conference action to Alabama and Duke. Last time out, the Bulldogs dominated Portland from start to finish and won the game 104-72. Gonzaga jumped out to a 20-point halftime lead, and every starter scored in double figures. This game will be another opportunity for Gonzaga to get into a big lead and bring their bench players in to get some experience. For the 5th time this season, the Gonzaga Bulldogs reached a 100-point mark as they breezed past the Portland Pilots 104-72 at home. It was all over after the opening half, as the Zags created a 20-point lead and later had no trouble maintaining a big lead, which even grew to 32 points in the end. The hosts kept the Pilots to 13.0% from downtown and were better in both rebounds, 49-39, and assists, 28. Gonzaga narrowly failed to cover a -32.5 spread, the second time in 3 games the Zags didn't cover. In their last game, Gonzaga was at home and beat Portland 104-74, and in the Bulldogs' 6 conference games, they have won by an average margin of 28.7 ppg. In the win over Portland, the Zags outscored the Pilots by 20 points in the first half, and for the game shot 47.9% and held Portland to 35.7% shooting. All 5 starters for the Bulldogs scored in double figures, with Andrew Nembhard leading the way with 22 points, and Drew Timm and Chet Holmgren each had a double-double combining for 28 points and 21 rebounds. Gonzaga failed to cover the spread as a 32.5-point favorite. The Bulldogs now drop to a 10-9 at TS record. San Diego is 13-9 on the season and on a 2-game win streak after beating Pepperdine and Loyola Marymount. San Diego beat Loyola Marymount 69-65 on Saturday, giving them their 6th conference victory. The Toreros shot an impressive 52.9% from the field and 42.9% from beyond the arc. Senior guard Joey Calcaterra led the way with 16 points on 6 of 10 shooting. Gonzaga is on the road for this game, but that should not matter. They are much more talented on both sides of the ball and should continue their blowout streak. Our third parlay pick, Washington vs California, Washington State -2.5. The Washington Huskies are now 11-8 on the season and 6-3 in the top-heavy Pac-12 conference. After getting blown out in Oregon, 84-56, the Huskies have pulled off 2 straight wins at home. The last win was a classic, a 77-73 win over Utah in double overtime. Washington hopes to carry over that success on Thursday night against the struggling Golden Bears. Washington State is seeking revenge in this matchup against Stanford, but that's not the only reason to favor the Cougars. Stanford erased a double-digit second-half lead to win the game by 5 points last month. There isn't much from the box score that stands out as an outlier, except the turnovers committed by Washington State. The Cougars coughed it up 17 times in 68 possessions, which is not something you'd expect to happen again based on the season-long metrics of both teams. Stanford's defense is not very aggressive in looking for turnovers, as they rank just 268th in defensive turnover rate. On Saturday afternoon, the Huskies were able to make it 4 straight home wins with a victory over Utah, but it took some extra work to do so. The Huskies led by 4 at halftime, but Utah fought back in the second half to tie the game at 59. The Utes had a chance to win it in regulation, but their last-second shot fell short. Dejan Davis and Cole Bajema would hit back-to-back 3-point shots in the second overtime to finally put the Utes away for the win. Terrell Brown Jr. led the Huskies with a game-high 30 points in the win. The Huskies shot 44% for the game. Washington State also typically takes decent care of the ball, ranking 119th in offensive turnover rate. On the flip side, Washington State's defense forces turnovers at a top 60 rate, while Stanford ranks 347th in offensive turnover rate. The 19 turnovers committed by the Cardinal in the first meeting seems likely to be repeated. Disclaimer, no financial advice. The information on this channel is provided for education and informational purposes only, without any express or implied warranty of any kind, including warranties of accuracy, completeness, or fitness for any particular purpose. The information contained in or provided from or through this channel is not intended to be and does not constitute financial advice, investment advice, trading advice, or any other advice. The information on this channel and provided from or through this channel is general in nature and is not specific to you, the user, or anyone else. You should not make any decision, financial, investment, trading, or otherwise, based on any of the information presented on this channel without undertaking independent due diligence and consultation with a professional broker or financial advisory.